Hello and welcome to a new week of meals. Apologies for my absence. I was out enjoying nature, doing some camping with some girlfriends, but jumping right in here with 4 meals for you, starting off with a family favorite. This is the French onion chicken noodle casserole. I will have the link down below. I've made this several times on this channel, so just walking you through really quickly. We've got some cream of chicken condensed soup mix down at the bottom, adding some egg noodles as well as some French onion dip. Then I've got a slightly more than half a packet of onion soup mix. So I am supplementing here with some minced dried onion and some onion powder. I'm going to mix that up really well, so combine everything, and then I normally would add some French fried onions into this as well, but I don't have a complete container or a tub of those with me, so I'm only going to reserve those for the top of the casserole. I am going to add some cooked and diced up chicken thighs into the mix here, as well as a big old handful of cheese. I'm just using some shredded Mexican style cheese. You can use cheddar. Gonna mix that all up and then pour it into my casserole dish. Here are those French fried onions. Again, I usually put this within the casserole itself, but again, I didn't have enough, so I'm just going to put some on the top. I'm just going to use all that I have, and then that is going to go into the oven to bake uncovered until everything is nice and melty and everything is warmed through. And here you go, the finished casserole. Just going to serve that up. This would be really good with some green beans as well, but recipe will be linked down below if you want to try it out for yourself. I think I inadvertently had a pasta theme with all the meals I'm sharing with you this particular week, but I've got some lobster ravioli that we purchased at Costco. So I'm going to cook that up a little bit later. In the meantime, I'm taking some onion and some mushrooms that I've just cut up, and I'm going to saute this. This is going to become part of the sauce. Just mixing stuff up, things that I have on hand, leftover kind of things I want to use up. So I'm going to saute this. I'm going to season with salt and pepper so that this has a little bit of flavor, and then I will add my tomato sauce. Here is that jarred vodka sauce that I get at Aldi that I really like to use. There's only a little bit at the bottom, so I've added some water to make sure I get all the bits from the jar out. I'm going to put that in the pan here. I'm going to mix this through. I'm going to try to beef it up as well. I'm also going to add some additional seasonings and some cream. Adding some oregano and some garlic powder here. In the meantime, I am just going to pop a lid on top of that pan to let everything kind of cook together. In the background, you can see me kind of breaking up very carefully the frozen lobster ravioli, and then that's just going to get boiled in some salted water. So I'm just going to place that in until they kind of float to the top, and those will be done. Here is some heavy cream that I'm adding again to beef it up and also to make a little bit of a creamier sauce. I'm going to add additional flavorings after I taste it, so I'm going to make sure it has enough salt and anything else I want to add to it. Again, here you can see I'm adding a little bit more salt. It needed a little bit more flavor since I watered it down. There's some pepper in there as well. You can add anything else you like, more garlic powder, you can do onion powder, more oregano, hot pepper flakes if you like it a little bit spicy, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to let that cook down, give it another taste here, and then I'm going to cook that down until it thickens a little bit. Here is the sauce spooned over the lobster ravioli. I just sprinkled a little bit of dried parsley on there since I didn't have the fresh, but it was nice and tasty and really delicious. Really good with garlic bread too if you'd like to serve that. But that was the second meal of the week. Next up, I am going to brown some ground beef to make kind of like a taco mac dish. Kind of just winging it based on some Pinterest recipes that I saw online. So I'll link a sample down below just so you kind of have an idea. But again, I'm just kind of winging it like I always do. I am adding a healthy sprinkling of just some pre-mixed taco seasoning. I'm not going to add too much to start because it can get a little bit salty. So I add a little bit and then I can always add more if it needs it. I've got a can here of Rachelle, so I'm going to add that to this here. You can add tomato sauce as well if you want a little bit more saucy. The pasta that I add is already going to be pre-cooked, so I don't need too much water. I've got a little bit of a squirt of ketchup here since I don't have any tomato paste to thicken it up, also to add a little bit more flavor. And here is that pre-cooked, this is leftover like spiral macaroni and some elbow macaroni that I had in the fridge. So wanted to use that up. Again, I don't need a lot of liquid in this because it's already pre-cooked, but I'm gonna mix this through and then I will adjust the liquid as needed. Just adding a teeny bit of water so that the noodles can absorb a little bit more liquid, as well as additional taco seasoning. I'm also just kind of winging it again. I'm going to put a big dollop of this salsa con queso that I got from Aldi, just to give it a little bit of a cheesy salsa-y flavor. Just for fun, why not? And again, a big helping of shredded Mexican style cheese. I'm going to mix that through. I'm going to let the pasta sit in this as it simmers so that it absorbs a little bit more water to become a little bit more tender, and that is pretty much ready to serve. After one last taste, I am going to add a little bit of taco seasoning and some cumin for that, just a little bit more extra flair to this dish, and then we will be ready to eat this. Here you go with some chopped scallions or green onions, as well as a little bit more shredded cheese, and that is the taco mac for the evening. Last pasta dish is sort of a take on the TikTok pasta video or recipe that went viral a while back. But this is going to be more veggie and chicken than it will be pasta. I've got my block of feta here. I put some olive oil down. I have pre-chopped some grape tomatoes that have been sitting in the fridge and need to be used up. I'm also adding some diced up zucchini, and this is going to kind of cook alongside the cheese. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to the top of this, and then I'm going to season everything with just some oregano and some pepper. I'm not adding salt because the cheese is very flavorful, and again, I don't like things to be too salty, but I will add my chopped up chicken tenderloin on top of this directly. So everything's going to cook together, everything's going to be cooked through once it comes out of the oven. So I'm going to spread the chicken around and kind of make sure it's evenly distributed on top of the veggies so that it can cook evenly alongside the veggies and the cheese. I'm adding a little bit of salt just on the chicken, just making sure I try to season the chicken because that doesn't have any seasoning on it. And then that is going to go into the oven. The oven has been preheating at 375 degrees. This is going to cook for about a half hour or so until the chicken is fully cooked. And then when you are done, this is what you're going to get out of the oven. Chicken doesn't look cooked because it kind of looks pink on the top, but that is only because it wasn't covered, so it kind of dried out a little bit, but it is fully cooked, I promise you. Fully cooked chicken. I'm taking the cheese and I'm just gonna like smash it up and mix everything together, including the juices from the veggies and the chicken. This is such an easy, fast, such a flavorful dish. You can see I'm just mixing everything together. This sauce that is created is just kind of naturally coming together with the juices that have come out from the veggies and everything. And so it's really nice and flavorful. You can supplement salt and pepper, whatever seasonings you want to add, but this was perfect for me. I didn't really need to add a whole lot. Yeah, but give it a taste and see what you like. And then I serve this over some leftover egg noodles that I had as well. There you go. So tasty, so easy. Hope you guys got some good ideas this week for some pasta dishes that your family will enjoy. So thank you so much for stopping by, and again, apologies for my absence and for the short video, but I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Take care until then.